Happy Tuesday to you, and thanks for being here on this 11th day of the 4th month. A beautiful day in the neighborhood, more of that to come, and still more changes for the weekend. So squeeze what you can out of the work week because we've got a lot of sunshine and temperatures getting up to the 80s or roundabout before we'll see some clouds and some showers and some 60s for daytime highs before we hopefully get back to a much more favorable spring-like run, which will be at least this time next week as far as temperatures are concerned. More on that in a moment. As I left you last evening, I spoke of a number of reports that we'll be talking about throughout the week, and we'll focus on two of those tonight. Actually, one that I didn't mention last evening and one that I did. We will take a little trip down to the Ramey Park where, it's impressive. The lights are impressive and a long time overdue, and when you think about all the other amenities that are in the works and going to happen very, very soon, it's going to be a really big deal. And we'll just see what that experience was like for myself and our county judge executive and deputy judge and a few others that were there. With that said, we also will talk about the recent controversy which is surrounding the Johnson County Animal Shelter, recent developments, its discussion being addressed during last night's Johnson County Fiscal Court meeting. I'll show a segment of that meeting in which in its entirety they covered that subject, and more news in just a few moments before I leave you for a beautiful Tuesday evening. Before we go any further, have a brief update on the Louisville shooting. Last evening there were 4 dead and 9 injured, and those numbers have shifted. 8 injured and now a total of 5 people killed by the shooter, which also died, of course, as a result of a shooting yesterday morning at Old National Bank in Louisville. The most recent to die, 57-year-old Deanna Eckert, passed away last night. She was the 5th after 4 people died on scene or at an area hospital, and as of this afternoon, 4 people remained in the hospital. 4 of the now 8 injured, and 2 of those in the intensive care unit, and one of those, of course, being 26-year-old Nicholas Wilt, the 2-week cadet, if you will, of the Louisville Metro Police Department, who was hit in the head and has already undergone surgery and is still in critical but stable condition at this hour. As far as the weapon, we do know it was legally purchased just days ago on the 4th of this month at a certified gun dealer in that area. The AR-15 was purchased by the shooter just days before being used. From there, before I go, let me remind you, as I'll be doing, and it's just so hard to imagine that it's around the corner again, but the Gulf County Rescue Squad Media Auction is gearing up, so they'll be coming to see most all businesses, and if you're one of those who would like to go ahead and help them get rolling on donations or support, or an individual from the community, please feel free to do so. You can call 349-5500. You can also call our Secretary-Treasurer, 496-7981, Miss Shirley Coffey. She will be glad to help. The Rescue Squad auction is set for May the 5th, 6th, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And, of course, it'll be here on this network and on it'll be advertised in the paper and all the other things that usually go along with it. I hope to be telling you, I will be telling you much more about it as we get a little bit closer. Much more about tonight's headlines, beginning with controversy surrounding the Johnson County Animal Shelter next.
Tired of long-term commitment plans? Then Appalachian Wireless has the new plans for you. No credit check, no contracts, and most of the features are postpaid. It's Forward Pay, the simpler way to do wireless on the region's premier cellular provider, and it starts as low as $19.99 per month for unlimited talk and text. At 5 gigabytes of data for only $29.99 per month, or at 10 gigabytes of data for only $39.99 per month, or go with unlimited data starting at $64.99 per month with 25 gigabytes of high-speed data before being throttled, because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Someone dies in the U.S. every 7 minutes from an overdose, and over half of the population gets or takes pills from a friend or a relative. And about 46 million and counting are exposed to narcotics in their drinking water. So don't toss them, flush them, or leave them lying around. Safely dispose of your unneeded meds anytime at Parkway Pharmacy,
where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy. The convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service. And the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Frazier's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. Recent controversy surrounding the Johnson County Animal Shelter was addressed during last night's regular meeting of the Johnson County Fiscal Court. Controversy beginning just days ago after an animal rescue organization based in Pennsylvania called Cross Your Paws visited the shelter in the past few weeks or so, coming as they had before to take animals from there, mostly dogs, to find them better homes in other parts of the country. They had taken 4 dogs on one prior occasion and 27 dogs this most recent time. In visiting the Johnson County Animal Shelter this time, it's also understood that they, unbeknownst possibly to those in the shelter, were live streaming or at least recording the shelter, the animals inside, and also at the same time going back through logs and records which are kept about the date of intake of the animal, the condition it was in, and then comparing that to the conditions that those animals were in at this time, and then posting all that online. Meanwhile, the longtime manager since the essentially shelter began, I believe, Lisa Trusty Roberts, has maintained throughout the entire past few weeks that the shelter gives and renders the best care possible for all the animals that come into the facility, some of which come in very rough or dire condition, and that they've been at maximum capacity for some time. However, it was just yesterday that the Johnson County Fiscal Court, prior to last night's meeting, said that they had received notice from Whiskers and Wags, the nonprofit organization, saying that they were, as they are allowed to do per the lease agreement, terminating that agreement to operate within that building, which is owned and operated by the county. The shelter, per that initial agreement, will remain open for 30 days under the continued operation of Whiskers and Wags until the handover process takes place. The Johnson County Fiscal Court saying that they would have someone on site, some staff member on site at the shelter every day throughout this transitional period to ensure the continuity of care for sheltered animals. They are also requesting proposals for another nonprofit to lease and operate the Johnson County Animal Shelter, advertising that in the local paper in the next few days or weeks. Judge Mark McKenzie brought it up during the latter part of last night's meeting with some individuals in the crowd wishing to address he and the commissioners about the situation.
I want to share some information. I know we've had 4 people that have signed to like to speak to the court this evening. I want to give just some background because I don't know this for a fact. I assume all 4 of the individuals who want to speak is related to the things that have been reported recently related to the Johnson County Animal Shelter. But let me state some facts first. In 2015, the fiscal court entered into an agreement with a nonprofit organization to operate that facility. It's an agreement and a lease. So it is in some way a landlord-tenant relationship. But that was entered into in 2015. And then after some of the things that have been shared in recent days, we've had some discussions, and as I hope most of you all saw today, that we posted a letter that we received from that organization that has been under agreement since 2015, their decision to terminate their agreement and lease with the Johnson County Fiscal Court. The lease and agreement does provide for a 30-day notice to terminate, and so they're entitled to that, but which is why we also posted this afternoon that the Johnson County Fiscal Court will have a staff member on site during these 30 days to ensure continuing care for the animals that are currently sheltered there. Also, with that, some questions have arisen about questions related to the operations out there. Our relationship, and has been since 2015, is not such where that they are a standalone 501c3. And so if you have questions about anything that you may have supported them with, I would just ask you to direct those questions to that organization. Because the fiscal court does not have, that's not the role that we play, that's not the relationship that we've had since 2015 with them. But nevertheless, we also, I'm recommending to the court tonight that we also put out a request for proposals for continuing operations of that facility. We obviously know it's important to us. and we need to provide that service. We need it for multiple reasons, but we also, statutorily related to animal control, we need to have that receptacle for animals that are abandoned, abused, and neglected in this county. We need to have a place for them to go to receive treatment, to hopefully get them better and get them back on a path and get them adopted or fostered for continuing care. So I would ask the court for their approval this evening to advertise the request for proposals, to put criteria in those proposals that while the agreement that is currently in place certainly served its purpose at the time, we are going to recommend in the proposal that there will be more accountability and more transparency in that, more reporting, more documentation, and so we've outlined some just internally with staff today, some things that we would put in that request for proposals. But again, while the agreement in 2015 served its purpose, we think that we probably, out of again, accountability and transparency, we need to step that up a bit and ask for more reporting and documentation. So that will be included in that request for proposals. Also, it will be also requested that anybody submitting proposals would need to also be a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so that again they have good standing with their operation, and we want them to obviously be be able to service in Johnson County and be located in Johnson County to be able to provide those adequate services. So with that, I would ask for approval to advertise for this request for proposal from the fiscal court. I do.
I'll make a motion for it.
A motion by Commissioner Gerald, second by Commissioner Click. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? As the post went out this afternoon, we will put that in the paper on April 19th. It runs for 2 weeks, and then we would ask for those to be submitted by May 3rd, probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on May 3rd, and then at that point we would move forward. But again, for continuing care, we will place a staff member on site out there during this 30-day period to which the current organization is entitled to have, based on their notice of their decision to terminate the agreement and the lease. So, questions from the court? All right. If we could, I would ask that those that have signed up to speak, if they still would like to address the court, that's perfectly fine. We'd love to hear your suggestions and recommendations for how, now that we are moving forward to a different operation, and we'd love to hear your suggestions and recommendations. If that's what you would like to share with us, we'd love to hear those. I don't pretend to have all the answers, and I don't know that any one person has all the answers. That's why we do it as a community, and that's why we rally behind services that are provided in the community as a community. And I don't think this community has ever failed not to step up when needed, and I fully expect that will happen here. And I know the fiscal court will support what is needed on our part in any future agreement, as well as any needs that might arise between now and that point in time. So, first person on the list is Buck Cyrus, if you'd still like to make comments.
I just, thank you all. Okay, I had faith in our fiscal court that they wouldn't turn a blind eye, that you all would look at this openly and stuff, and it seems to me that you all have, this didn't just happen today, okay? But you've answered most of my questions. The rest of them will be answered, I'm sure, over the next 30 days.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Cyrus. I appreciate your comment. And we will provide additional information. Again, once that request for proposals is finalized, and obviously that will spell out all the details of our expectations for the next operation.
Thank you.
Next on the list is, is it Carly Clark? Did I say that right? Carly Clark?
Would you want my personal experiences, like what I had happen?
Now, to be honest with you, I feel like that probably the intent maybe going forward is probably to talk about how, and maybe your personal experiences can share some insight as to how we can do things better going forward. I don't know the details of your experiences may bring, the value that we need to today, but if there's things that, that you think that it could be done better, maybe we can incorporate those into the proposals, if that would be helpful to you.
Just like
I feel like that we're probably better served to have suggestions and comments about how we can do better going forward, and maybe not revisiting some of the things that might have happened in the past. If that's fair enough.
Okay, well, she does. There was a problem whenever I was there. And I just want to throw out there, this is just from what I remember, this is my experience.
Sure.
So, there was a severe, rat infestation. And the last 2 kennels in the dog room was where majority of the food was stored. You couldn't even pick up a bag of dog or cat food unless a rat or multiple rats ran out from underneath it. There was also an incident where one of the dogs in the cages outside had been bitten by a rat over food, I'm assuming. And it was in his cage. And there was another incident where the dog was basically sharing its kennel with a rat, and they was both eating out of the same food bowl.
Yeah. And I appreciate you sharing, and I'm really sorry that those occurred, and that's the reason that we're going to be very earnest and very determined, obviously, to make sure that those type of things don't occur going forward. And again, we're going to put more accountability on the next operator. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. Sherry Waldron is next on the list.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
My question to you is, what will happen to the animals that are there now?
Well, again, by the agreement, the current operator has 30 days to continue, but that's why that we're going to place a staff member there just to ensure continuity of care, because there already are some commitments, I think, for some of those animals for placement that I think they want to finalize over the next 30 days. But again, there will be not only continued care, but obviously assessment and upgrades as we move forward over the next 30 days.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And I think this was our ultimate goal when we came here tonight.
Sure.
Was to get new management. The shelter has failed. I'm not sure whose job it was to make sure there were checks and balances.
Sure.
There were not checks and balances. This is checks and balance.
And that's
we
what
have a president. We have these people make sure you're accountable. You make sure she's accountable.
Sure.
And you can't have a shelter with the president and the president being the treasurer, the president being the secretary. But you're right. We need to change a lot of things, and we're here. We're here.
Thank you. We're going to build more accountability into the next agreement.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Johnny Goble, I don't know if he still wishes to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
You say you take accountability, right?
We're going to ask for more accountability.
Okay. What I'd like to ask is, are you going to take accountability for making the sheriff's office make this rescue leave?
Well, I can't speak to that because that is a decision of law enforcement.
No, what
Johnny, I'm not qualified. Mr. I'm not qualified to answer that. But again, that's past, and I think I'd rather focus on the future.
What I'm saying is there a recording of you telling the sheriff's office to make these people leave and them trying to help these animals?
No,
There's a recording. It's on Facebook. There's a recording. You can hear you in the background telling the sheriff's office to make this rescue leave.
I advised him that if it fell within their purview to make that decision, then that would be up to them. But that's, again, it's
just a point. They was allowed to be there. They had permission to be there.
Sure, I understand.
That's the thing.
You had a second question?
I mean, what's going to happen with Lisa Trusty? Is she going to be charged for the abuse of these dogs?
I can't comment on that. All I have is that's strictly on that organization, and all I have is the relationship that's been in place in 2015. I now have a letter saying that organization is choosing to terminate the leasing agreement, so I don't have any way of knowing anything like that.
I mean, county attorney's here. Are you going to be filing charges?
Did you have a second question, Mr. Gold?
I'm asking county.
I understand I don't think anybody's there's not enough information available to my knowledge.
There's plenty of information.
Well, then that will be dealt with in an appropriate way. I'm not in that place to deal with that. That's not what I do. Did you have a second question?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, thank you all so much. And again, please, watch for additional information. It's an ever-evolving process. I would share with you this though. When I talk about going forward, we are looking for obviously more information related to activities with the shelter. We're looking for more documentation associated. We're looking for more financial information, those type of things. That's what we're wanting to build into the next agreement. So just so you all know, but again, when that request for proposals is generated, it obviously is something that you're obviously welcome to have as a public record. But we'll put that out starting advertising on April 19th.
We'll be keeping you up to date. on what transpires from here. With that said, let me pause real quickly. I've got calendar announcements and more, and I've got, before we go any further and come back and take you to the Rainy Park, that special invitation from a couple of McGoffin Countyans and the rest of the Kentucky Opry Junior Pros for a big rock night this Saturday at the MAC.
Billie Jean Osborne's Kentucky Opry Junior Pros are a group of kids ranging in ages from 8 to 18. Each student receives forms of education in musical instruments, vocal training, stage presence, commercial music, and various forms of reading music and charts. Under the new directors Teddy and Bobby Cyrus, the Junior Pros open for the Kentucky Opry and produce 2 headliner shows of our own. In fact, we have one coming up this week. Our rock show is this Saturday, April 15th at the Mountain Arts Center, and it will be opened by a group of just as talented kids called the Rising Stars. You can purchase tickets at www.macarts.com, by calling 1-888-MAC-ARTS, or by stopping by the People's Bank box office at the Mountain Arts Center. You will hear some of rock and roll's greatest songs from some of their greatest performers, such as Bonnie Tyler, AC/DC, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, Fleetwood Mac, Journey, Bon Jovi, and more. So come on down to the Mountain Arts Center this Saturday at 7 and get ready to rock.
2 locations, 2 ATMs, too much history, over 120 years, and just too many reasons not to trust the oldest, only banking family that exists for the sole purpose of helping your families, our friends, grow financially and securely. Lean on Sagersville National Bank for any of your home, auto, commercial, retirement, or online banking needs. And let us help you make your dreams come true.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
Here's tonight's community calendar. A couple of reminders. This is all brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. A reminder for everyone, not just District 2 residents in McGoffin County, where the county is picking up all of that debris for the final week through this Friday of the countywide cleanup. But if you live in the other districts and missed, they will let you take your stuff down to the transfer station and take care of it there. Tires are allowed. You can put those out for pickup, but if you're taking them, they have to be taken over to across the road from the Rumpke station. That's where the tire amnesty program is ongoing. And the citywide cleanup, as well for Sagersville residents, wraps up this Friday as well. A reminder from our friends at the Water into Wine Food Pantry. Their next commodity date is next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. That's right, 9 till 11. And their senior commodity day will be next Thursday, 9 to 11. Clients, they remind everyone you can only pick up one time a month for the regular pantry. And clients can pick which Wednesday will be most convenient for them, but only one Wednesday. Clients on the main commodity list, please try to pick them up by 10, because starting at 10, those on the waiting list can pick up the remaining commodity boxes. All from Water into Wine. And another, if you were here last night and you heard the date, the new date for the Sagersville Masonic Lodge Horse Show, forget it. Not that I had it wrong, they had actually changed it twice, and I didn't get the first one, I only saw the first one. So, bottom line is, Sagersville Masonic Lodge Horse Show is May the 20th. I'm getting it right tonight. They just had some scheduling conflicts with some other shows and things, so it's been put to May the 20th. All proceeds, of course, go to support the Coach for Kids program. It's a wonderful show, a wonderful venue, and cheap. I mean, $5 to get in, and kids 12 and under get in for free, and they've got great concessions. It's a great place, and just a great, great cause. A great place to have your calendar announcements read, birthdays and anniversaries too, is right here in the calendar. It's always free, always has been. Send them to me any way you can. And remember, we love to see birthdays, wedding announcements, birth announcements, and anniversaries published for free in the Independent there as well. It's a wonderful keepsake and tradition that we like to keep going. But send those to Heather at SalyersvilleIndependent.com, and she will make sure that they are printed. From there, funeral service announcements are brought to you nightly by the Montgomery County Funeral Home. First off, a reminder of services to be held this Thursday at 1 for Bobby Morgan, 85, of Molina, who passed away Saturday, former judge here in Montgomery and Knott County, survived by his wife, Ollie, sons John Robert Jr., Jeffrey Reed, Justin Ross, and Jeremy Rhodes Morgan, grandchildren, a number of grandchildren. And services in his honor will be held Thursday in Hyman at 1 o'clock, with visitation here at the Montgomery County Funeral Home tonight from 6 to 9, and then Hyman Funeral Services Chapel tomorrow from 6 to 9. Services have now been set for Tim Williams. Timothy Allen Williams, 61, of Sagersville, passed away Monday, the son of the late Clayton and Greta Rowland Williams. He's survived by his wife Brenda, daughter Holly Joe Salyer, sisters Janet Williams and Tammy Roark, brother Rick Williams, and 2 grandsons. Services will be held this Friday at 2 from the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. Friends can visit the church tomorrow after 2 and all day Thursday for visitation.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheryl Stalder-Cheney, podiatrist currently located in Sayersville, Kentucky. I've been servicing patients within Eastern Kentucky for the past 20 years.
Our feet are the foundation for everything we do, and whether you're suffering from fractures or injuries, need custom orthotics, diabetic foot care, sports medicine, heel pain, wound care, or anything else foot related, relief is just one step away.
Welcome to Hope Family Podiatry Center, where we take care of all of your podiatric needs.
Located on the Parkway next to Hope Pediatrics. Get great deals on the greatest brands at Conley Tire with up to $150 back on Goodyears, $100 on Hancooks, $100 on Mickey Thompson's, $125 on Yokohamas. And you can always pay now or later. Plus quick service with oil changes, brake jobs, $35 computer diagnostics to fix and repair your ride at Conley Tire and ConleyTire.net. 3 days into the week, we'll get you 3 pieces of chicken and all the fixins at your Sayersville Lee's. Wednesday's special is a 3-piece meal, breast, leg, thigh, or leg, thigh, wing, and both come with your choice of any 2 of our famous homemade sides and a biscuit. Sure, you can shop around, compare the price and the meal, and you'll see that you can't, or you can just come to Lee's Wednesday, tomorrow, for a 3-piece meal special. Also famous for our ice. Some of the best times of being a parent and a kid are playing ball in the Ramey Park. Absolutely. The years that the kids played ball, whether it's t-ball or Little League or softball, what have you, with the Montgomery County Youth Baseball and Softball League, it's just a whole lot of fun. And take a lawn chair down or sit in the bleachers with your friends and family and neighbors and cheer on the kids. It's just a great time. It's always been a great time, regardless of the condition of the Ramey Park, which has largely gone downhill for a number of years. A large price tag for not just upkeep but renovations, and the largest of those has been the lighting. It's been discussed here over the past couple of years. Well, much longer than that. It's been discussed over the past more than 4 years, because Montgomery County Judge Executive Matt Wireman has discussed it every day, essentially, or at least every year that he on and off that he's been in office, and he's actually been pushing for the lights long before that, and he and others are certainly glad to see them. And last night I got to be there when they flipped the switch for the first time to test them out, and wow, it certainly fits. For a whole lot of reasons that Judge Wireman can elaborate on better than I. It's been a long time coming, even here as of late. But, I mean, really, this is a really big deal. Wait till you see this for yourself. All 3 fields, expertly done, professional, top-of-the-line lighting, energy-efficient, just as important lighting that will provide hours and decades, and we hope generations of time of entertainment for our kids and their kids and so on and so forth. It has been a long time coming. Coal severance funds, which were able to be utilized after the county received other ARPA funds per the pandemic to use for other projects, have been able to be invested in the Ramey Park and our other county parks to the tune of over $1 million for the Ramey Park, with a large chunk of that, over $750,000 and some change, going to just this lighting project. That's how expensive it is and how hard it's been to get them. And they're even as high-tech as that. I had to ask, why are they shining upward? So they can see the fly balls in the outfield. Now, how cool is that?
Absolutely. This has been a dream of mine for many years. having been president of the Little League for over 6 years and trying every way possible to get lights here, hoping that we had lights for the kids. Many nights they would come on and go off, and we'd have to suspend games, and there's nothing more frustrating than to see a bunch of kids that wanting to play ball and can't get to. And we've opened up the field of dreams here. This is just absolutely outstanding. Just about more than being giddy, it's about got me choked up. Didn't know if it was going to happen or not. We've had so many obstacles. This should have been done last fall. The floods came through and destroyed the lights that we had here. Then we'll go through battles with FEMA and insurance and all those things and the contractors. And but here we are. We're going to have lights. We got new scoreboards will be put up here in a few days too. We'll have one of the premier areas parks for Little League games and tournaments. All 3 fields are Little League dimensions. They're all what they call 46-60 with 200 feet outfields. So we'll be able to host the Cal Ripken tournament. So it's going to bring people to McGoffin County. This is just it's outstanding in more ways than one. And yeah, it's been I didn't think I'd ever see it, really didn't, man. But it's here, and I'm tickled to death.
The lighting company still has to dress up where they have run, of course, all the service lines for those lights, and they'll be done in about a week. And then the new scoreboards, as you heard, one for each field, will be going up in about the same time. That's in addition to this very nice batting cage, which has already been built by local union contractor Sloan Construction. Want to throw him a plug. And there are a lot of other amenities and cleanup to be done, but it's all going to come together rather quickly. And even before it all started, there was interest being shown in folks coming here for tournaments when they just heard about what was happening at the Ramey Park.
Cal Ripken District folks, and they said if we could ever get it, they'd send all their tournaments here. Historically, Paintsville or Johnson County, where their Cal Ripken would hold one age group, Martin County would hold an age group, we would hold an age group, and then the next year Pikeville would be in the circle. But this year we get all 3 of these fields going. They said they may put them all here. In addition to that, you got travel ball. We start having travel ball tournaments here. We can hold games at three different fields all at the same time. It doesn't have to be just Little League. It doesn't have to be softball, coach pitch. We can do it all down here now. And we hope that will be more information, more data that we can gather on how many people come so that we can help get a motel here. We need that bad for not only for local folks as families to come in and stuff, but we need to grow our economy. One of the things they look for is how many motels you got in your community. We don't have any. So hopefully this is just another piece of the puzzle that's going to help our city and county grow.
So it's all starting to come together rather quickly, and we're all very anxious for that. It's going to be a very, very, very nice place to spend some time with the kids and the family. I will, after just a quick break, wrap up your very short, the fewer the words are always the better when it comes to your forecast. And I've got a pretty short and sweet one. It's not perfect, but it's pretty nice ahead. McGoffin Farm Bureau and manager Doug Green are proud to welcome Agent Jeff Salyer to the agency. Jeff's lifelong knowledge of the community and our people make him an immediate asset for all of your auto, home, life, commercial, and retirement investments. They're waiting for your call or visit at McGoffin Farm Bureau. Spring is always the most colorful season of the year at the seasonal shop. Come see for yourself. Gorgeous new clothes for everyone. Bright, flowy tops and dresses. Something perfect for Easter. Fun flare leg jeans and new styles and arrivals every day. New sweatshirts and shorts and tees by Royce, Ridge and Holler, and others. And little sleepies are here, all in an incredibly comfy, cute, and durable bamboo viscose material. All this and so much more that you just have to see this spring at the seasonal shop. There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker. Also, Griffey approved. All right, it's weather time. I'm going to save the drum roll for an absolutely flawless forecast. But this is probably the nicest that we've had this spring, certainly, which it's not a high bar, right? Certainly one of the calmest as well. Anyway, 41, mostly clear degrees tonight. Winds out of the west, 5 miles per hour, so becoming calm here shortly. We will follow 41 tonight by tacking on about 35 degrees. We'll top out around 76 under sunny skies for your hump day tomorrow. Another day with calm winds becoming west at 5 miles an hour or so. Clear skies tomorrow night, a low of 42 degrees. We're well done with the frost for a while, and we are going to see 41 tonight, 41 tomorrow night, and then Thursday, we're looking to warm up to right around 80 degrees, still sunny and just a very calm or very light wind at most. Partly cloudy and nighttime lows just in the 50s on Thursday night and into your Friday morning. That's a nice way to start off your Friday temperature-wise. However, a little bit of a bump in the road in the form of some clouds and shower chances. Temperatures fall back down to the close to mid-70s on your Friday. Shower chances right now look to be just a 30% chance of showers, mainly after 11 Friday. Again, we're hitting about 74 degrees. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the rest of your Friday evening and overnight up until 2 a.m. or so, and 51 degrees for nighttime lows. That is out and ahead of a nice another 80-degree day on your Saturday, so we could see a nice warm one, just a bit of a blip there from Thursday, 80, 74 on your Friday. Then we're back to 80 on your Saturday, and that's kind of short-lived because, as you'll see when the screen flips here, we'll see 80, mostly sunny, a 20% chance of some showers during the day Saturday night, that goes up to a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. That's out and ahead of a system that takes a toll temperature-wise, not so much active weather-wise. 67, still partly sunny, a 50% chance of some showers on your Sunday, and then the mid and upper 60s Monday and Tuesday with dry and sunshine above. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful evening. I'll see you back here tomorrow talking about more news that I promise you'll only see here, as we will be working, of course, on this Thursday's edition of the Salyersville Independent. Good night, and thank you for being a part of the show.